I swear I didn't plan on traumatizing a playground full of kids that day. But when you have a grandfather like mine, things just sort of spiral. It started on a Saturday. You know, one of those weird Saturdays where the sky's too blue and nothing good ever stays that peaceful. Mom was working. Dad was stuck in traffic on the way back from a business trip. So Grandpa Joe volunteered to take me and my little cousin Max to the park festival for kids. That should have been a red flag, because here's the thing about Grandpa Joe. He's not just retired. He's retired with imagination, which is the most dangerous kind of old man. Max was 2 years old, tiny, and barely said words that made sense. I was 10, too cool to admit I still liked swings, and Grandpa. He was already in costume. Yes, a costume. A bright red superhero suit, cape, mask, padded abs, shiny boots, the whole ridiculous look. He called himself Captain Wonder Pepper. Why Pepper? Nobody knows. He just liked pepper. We stepped into the park, and instantly, every parent and child turned to stare. Not at me, not at Max, at the old man dressed like he escaped a low-budget Marvel audition. "Joe, what are you doing?" one of the moms whispered as he saluted her with a wink. Max just blinked up at him like, "You're not Daniel. Tiger, what's happening here?" Now, to be fair, it was a kids' festival. There were clowns, a petting zoo, face painting. But Grandpa misread the flyer. It said, "Superheroes Welcome," meaning children. In costumes, he thought it was for everyone. The real superhero show was already happening on the stage. Actors in crisp suits doing backflips and magic tricks. Meanwhile, my grandpa stood next to the bouncy castle, handing out mints. Yes, mints. Out of a fanny pack labeled emergency fuel. "Every hero needs sugar," he said. Grinning like a maniac, kids began gathering. They weren't sure whether to laugh or run. One little girl asked, "Are you Santa's cousin?" Grandpa looked solemn. "No, I'm his trainer." He saw the balloon. It wasn't just any balloon. It was one of those huge helium balloons floating high above the park, tied to a stand. A gust of wind hit, the strings snapped, and suddenly that balloon was on the move. A floating, wiggling blue rubber sphere, escaping toward the clouds. "Nitrogen monoxide man left behind," Grandpa yelled. Before I could stop him, he took off, running. Cape flapping, boots squeaking. This 70-year-old man was sprinting through a crowd of toddlers, chasing a balloon like it owed him rent. People froze. Some kids clapped. One screamed. Max clapped too, thinking it was part of the show. Grandpa ran faster than he had in years. I mean, full cartoon mode, dodging strollers, leaping over a dog, knocking over a cotton candy stand. The balloon floated higher. He stopped, panting, hands on his knees. A little boy looked up at him. "Mister, are you okay?" Grandpa, still in full costume, whispered, "My legs are cramping, but my heart is proud." Then he collapsed gently onto a bench, like a dramatic soap opera actor. Paramedics. Nah. Someone gave him an orange juice box and a sticker for effort. Later, we sat in the grass. Max was chewing on the corner of a hot dog bun. "I," said Grandpa. "Why the superhero thing?" He looked at me seriously. "Because real life doesn't give you many chances to be silly on purpose." I didn't really get it then, but now I think about that a lot. People passed us, still whispering, still laughing a little. But Grandpa didn't mind. He waved at everyone like he'd just won a medal. Then he leaned over and said something I'll never forget. You can either be someone who laughs at the weird guy in the costume, or someone brave enough to wear one. Years later, I found that old red suit in a trunk. Still smelled like peppermints and hot grass. I didn't throw it away. I didn't even try it on. I just smiled, because once upon a time, my grandpa really was a superhero. And somewhere in that park, floating higher and higher is a balloon that still remembers him.